I think he need to enjoy what he's doing, and that's it. He need to calm down and start calling out people with other levels. I think he need to focus on what he's doing.
Canelo Alvarez fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We promoted that fight many years ago. Didn't knock him out, couldn't hurt him. So imagine if Jake Paul can hurt or even wobble Chavez Jr. It's something that Canelo didn't do or couldn't do. So
he didn't throw any punches until the third or fourth round or something. He was just kind of walking forward, and I don't know what he was doing. It was weird.
Canelo Alvarez has broken his silence following Jake Paul's surprising win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The fight just wrapped up, and fans everywhere are still buzzing about the unexpected result. As reactions pour in from across the combat sports world, everyone wanted to hear from one man, Saul Canelo Alvarez. It's known for his epic fights and deep admiration for the Chavez boxing legacy. Canelo didn't hesitate when asked for his thoughts on Jake Paul defeating the son of Mexico's legendary champion.
Paul going toe-to-toe with 39-year-old Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and it's another win for Jake Paul. He was greeted with boos post-fight after winning his 6th straight fight, calling out anyone and everyone requesting multiple title shots in a possible rematch with Tommy Fury. Jake claims he's just getting warmed up.
Chapter 1's done tonight. Now we're moving into Chapter 2, and I'm just getting warmed up in this sport. But people hold the Tommy Fury thing against me, but what now? I just beat a former world champion, and I'm coming to avenge that loss as well with Tommy.
Jake Paul and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. went head-to-head in a 10-round cruiserweight main event at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, on June 28, 2025. From the opening bell, Paul took control of the fight, using his jab to maintain distance and mixing in strong body shots. Chavez Jr., now 39, came out flat and barely threw meaningful punches until the later rounds. The judges scored the bout 99-91, 98-92, and 97-93 in favor of Paul, with Chavez Jr. winning just one round on a single scorecard.
Yeah, no, I felt the crowd's energy, even though they were against me. I love it. I feed off of that. And I think it's funny when I'm landing, however many punches I land, 250 or 200, and he landed whatever, like 100, but they just scream every single time he lands a punch. But at the end, they were quiet. So that's how it goes always.
But that shows you the mental toughness of Jake Paul, to your question, right? For this young man to consistently go in, not in Puerto Rico, they love him in Puerto Rico, but to consistently go in around the U.S. and be treated like the underdog in that arena and not being supported the right way, and for him to persevere and to be cool, calm, collected, and composed and deliver is pretty amazing.
When it came to the numbers, Paul clearly outworked Chavez, landing 140 punches to Chavez's 61. Most of Chavez's connects came during a late push in rounds 9 and 10. But by then it was too little too late. Paul's dominant win moves him closer to earning a cruiserweight world ranking. Chavez Jr.'s sluggish showing has reignited concerns about his commitment and future in the sport.
Official weight for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., 198.4 pounds. Official weight for Jake Paul, 199.4 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, live right here from the Honda Center in Anaheim, California, we see the return of the former world champion, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and the return of the problem child, El Gallo de Dorado, Jake Paul, live on DAZN pay-per-view tomorrow night.
God has given me the ability. God has given me the strength. God is good. And the problem child's a real fucking dog. Oh, 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 oh. I'm knocking him the fuck out, Chris. Let's go, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, Jake Paul, Julio
Pro fighters like Emiliano Vargas didn't hold back in praising Jake Paul after such a lopsided result. Vargas applauded Paul's composure and athleticism, noting he looked sharp and stayed calm under the spotlight. He also pointed out that Chavez Jr. struggled to keep up with the pace, while Jake's work rate stood out. Vargas stopped short of criticizing Chavez harshly, but made it clear that Jake showed real improvement. While Chavez's inability to adjust cost him the fight,
He's not accepted. He's a YouTuber. People know that. But you gotta respect it, man. The only thing you can do is respect it. But you know, that's it, man. You gotta respect it.
Easy work.
What do you think at the end? Any of them hurt you? I just think Chavez didn't get started. That's the only thing. I mean, you can't win.
I want to be world champion. Zerto looks slow as shit tonight.
You can't win if you don't throw, you know, so it was kind of like the Ryan Garcia-Rollies thing. You know, Rollies didn't, I mean, Ryan really didn't get started, so, you know.
What do you think about how Jake looked and then fought?
You know what?
You're very tough.
If he sucked ass, he sucked ass, but he actually looks pretty good. There's people who walk into the gym, you can tell right away if they can box or not, so. He can box, he's selling out, you know, obviously this arena. And
Emiliano Vargas specifically addressed whether Jake Paul is ready to take on fighters ranked in the top 15 or 20. At the same time, many boxing experts have been weighing in on Paul's steady progression. Some believe Jake is now approaching the level where he can face legit professional boxers instead of MMA fighters or celebrities. Promoter Eddie Hearn recently said that although Jake might be close to earning a WBC ranking, there are still more deserving, battle-tested pros ahead of him in line for top 15 spots.
I missed you. I want to get your reaction to the fight.
Oh, great fight. You know, Julio's back after all he's been through, so, you know, I tip my hat off to him. It's not easy, you know, especially through, you know, when life throws at you sometimes, but, you know, it was a good fight.
What'd you make of how Jake Paul looked and fought?
He's doing his thing. Jake Paul's looking good. Shout out to him. Yeah.
You think he's ready to like fight like maybe a top 15, top 20?
Sure, yeah.
So I guess where does Junior go from here in your opinion?
It's up to him. He can retire if he wants, or he can have another, you know, fight like this. You know, fight a YouTuber or something.
Yeah. In terms of you, Rayo, when can we see you back in the ring?
I'll be back like in the fall, hopefully.
The fall?
Yeah.
Do you have an opponent in mind?
Nothing set in stone.
All right. Hey, just want to get your thoughts. The rematch between Lamont and Roach, how do you see it? I mean, Tank and Roach.
That's a good fight. 50-50 fight, like the first fight. I'm going to go, you know, I don't know, whoever.
Finally, Canelo and Crawford. Break it down.
That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. It's hard to count Crawford out, man, because he's just a dog. And if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Crawford or Benavidez, you know. So, you know, Crawford, I don't know. I'll 50-50.
All right, Rayo, thank you.
Thank you.
Shane Sugar Mosley had strong words after watching Chavez Jr.'s strange and lifeless performance against Jake Paul. The former three-division champ didn't hold back, telling Chavez Jr. it's time to retire. Mosley said Chavez looked out of sync, unsure of himself, and incapable of handling Jake's pressure. He suggested that this loss could be the final straw for Chavez's ring career. With a legacy tied to his father's greatness, Mosley believes losing to a YouTuber-turned-boxer might be the clearest sign yet that Chavez Jr. should walk away from the sport.
When and how, especially Junior fought?
Well, first of all, I think that Jake Paul fought a good fight. You know, he moved around the way he's supposed to, throwing great punches, and for the experience he had, he did fantastic. Junior, on the other hand, he didn't throw any punches until the third or fourth round or something. He was just kind of walking forward, and I don't know what he was doing. It was weird. It was weird to see that type of fighting, but anywho, that's not Jake Paul's fault. So Jake Paul did what he needed to do, and he won, and he looked good.
Where do you think Junior goes from here, in your opinion, Shane?
Junior needs to retire from here.
Junior needs to retire.
He needs to retire. I mean, if you can't throw any punches, in 2, 3, 4 rounds, you need to retire. I mean, if you can, what are you doing? What are we doing? You just live up. Basically, you live off your father's name. That's basically what you do because you didn't even fight.
Jose Rayo Valenzuela also voiced frustration with Chavez Jr.'s lackluster effort against Jake Paul. He said Chavez looked flat, showed no urgency, and failed to answer Paul's steady pressure. Valenzuela, however, gave Paul credit for looking sharp, well-conditioned, and in control of the tempo. He added a personal update, too, saying he's back in full training, feeling stronger than ever, and preparing for a return to the ring later this year.
It's up to him. He can retire if he want, or he can have another, fight like this. Fight a YouTuber or something.
Yeah. And in terms of you, Rayo, when can we see you back in the ring?
I'll be back like in the fall, hopefully.
The fall?
Yeah.
Do you have an opponent in mind?
Nothing yet. Nothing set in stone.
All right. Hey, just want to get your thoughts. The rematch between Lamont and Roach, how do you see it? I mean, Tank and Roach.
That's a good fight. 50-50 fight, like the first fight. I'm going to go, I don't know, whoever.
Finally, Canelo and Crawford. Break it down.
That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. It's hard to count Crawford out, man, because he's just a dog. And if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Crawford or Benavidez, So, Crawford, I don't know. I'm 50-50.
Ahead of the Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight, boxing commentator Teddy Atlas gave a brutally honest preview. He recognized Chavez Jr.'s past accomplishments, but questioned his current form, pointing to inactivity and personal distractions as red flags. Atlas also mentioned that Chavez's previous opponents like Uriah Hall had managed to push him, so Jake Paul would have to stay sharp. Despite some doubts, Atlas ultimately predicted Jake would come out on top, saying Paul's going to beat him.
I think it'll go the distance. Paul doesn't pick guys, so he'll look stupid. Chavez, when he does throw the left hook, bud, if he leads with it a little bit, the best punch of Paul, besides the jab, is his right hand. He's got a pretty good right hand. And if he could time the left hook being a little wide in front of him, well, as I always say, straight beats round. The straight right hand could beat